On News Express this evening, Nigerian Air Force conduct airstrikes on terrorist hideout in Borno-Yobe border. Civilians feared dead. Lagos police arrest suspect over fake job interview robbery as Oyo police arrest man with severed head of 6-year-old girl. Trump orders U.S. naval blockade of Strait of Hormuz after failed peace negotiations. Good evening and welcome to News Express on Adami Mogo FM Nigeria, a blend of national, local, political, international sports and entertainment news. I am Ogi Mark, and now the news in detail. We begin from the electoral body. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has denied allegations that it copied a recent press statement from Dada Olusegun, a special assistant to the President Bola Tinubu on new media. The commission described reports suggesting otherwise as fake, misleading, and a misrepresentation of facts. The controversy followed INEC's reposting of a press statement originally issued to debunk claims that its chairman, Professor Joash Amikbuton, SAN, had endorsed a partisan post on X or maintained a personal account on the platform, signed by the chairman's chief press secretary, Adedayo Oketola. However, People Gazette reported that Olusegun had posted a similar or identical statement hours before INEC's publication. In the statement posted on its official X handle, INEC clarified they did not copy the statement from any third party. And turning to the country's security state, the Nigerian Air Force carried out a follow-up airstrikes on suspected terrorist location in the Jili axis of Borno State as part of ongoing counter-terrorism operations in the northeast. No less than 30 people were reportedly killed after the military airstrike struck, leaving traders and residents in panic as explosions rocked the busy trading center. The Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehime Ejodam, in a statement, said the latest mission focused on fleeing insurgents and regrouping elements attempting to exploit the difficult terrain after the initial strike. The NAF spokesman added that sustained mobile operations and coordinated air-ground efforts are part of ongoing measures to enhance security, protect lives and property, and stabilize vulnerable areas across Borno and the wider northeast. Meanwhile, the dismissed Nigerian soldier ex-corporal Rotimi Olamilekon, also known as Soldier Boy, has defended his controversial call for the children of politicians and top government officials to enlist in the military, arguing that such a move would help address systematic issues within the armed forces. Speaking in an interview with Adami Mogo FM Lagos, Olamilekon alleged that lower-ranking personnel are often denied full knowledge of their rights and entitlement, claiming that senior officers deliberately withhold such information to avoid meeting obligations owed to soldiers. He further claimed that beyond the initial uniforms issued at enlistment, many soldiers are often left to procure essential items such as boots, helmets, and other protective gear themselves, despite earning a monthly salary of about 112,000 naira. Apologies, we could not play you the soundbite at this time. Earlier, the Nigerian army dismissed his assertions as baseless, maintaining that all personnel are adequately equipped through established logistics system and that no soldier is deployed without proper protective gear, while noting that any additional purchases are purely voluntary. And to more security matters, the Lagos State Police Command has arrested a suspect in connection with an alleged robbery incident in which job seekers were lured to a fake interview in the Magodo area of the state and disposed of their valuables. The arrest follows a viral video last week that raised concerns on social media over the rising threats of sophisticated scams targeting desperate applicants. The Lagos State Police Command confirmed the incident in a statement issued via its X handle, saying the matter is under investigation. The police urged members of the public to remain vigilant and verify the authenticity of job offers before attending interviews, especially those advertised online. Away from Lagos, the Oyo State Police Command arrested a 23-year-old man found with a human head in Ibadan, the state capital. The command spokesperson, Ayonlade Olayinka, stated that the incident occurred yesterday in Adigun village of Olonda Ogunshola area of Onare local government area. Olayinka said the command acted on information that a young girl had been unlawfully killed and her head severed. He said that the head was allegedly found in the possession of one Sadiq Akuride in the area. The command also urged residents to remain law-abiding and report suspicious activities to security agencies. And now the Rivers State Police Command has named Agabe Blessing Kaburlo as the new police public relations officer, following approval by the Inspector General of Police Olatunji Disu. The command said the appointment takes effect immediately, with ASP Kaburlo succeeding CSP Grace Iringekoko as the outgoing police public relations officer of the command. It assured members of the public of continued transparency, effective communication, and strengthened police community relations under her leadership. Armed bandits have killed at least 18 persons in Bonkausau village on the Zarumai ward in Bukuyom local government area of Zamfara state, following a late-night attack on the community. Confirming the incident, the Zamfara State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Mahmoud Dantwasa, stated that 18 people were killed while many others sustained injuries. Reacting to the incident, the governor reassured the people of Zamfara state of the government's resolve to intensify efforts to safeguard lives and restore peace across all communities. The recent attack comes barely 1 week after suspected armed bandits attacked the Kufa community in the Bukuyom local government area of Zamfara state, abducting an unspecified number of residents. And outside Nigeria, the United States has commended the Nigerian government for expediting terrorism-related trials following the conviction of hundreds of suspects in a special court process in Abuja. The U.S. Senior Advisor for Arab and African Affairs, Mossad Bolos, in a statement, praised the development, describing it as a significant step towards justice and accountability. The U.S. official emphasized the importance of efficient and transparent judicial processes in tackling insecurity and strengthening public confidence in the legal system. The commendation follows remarks by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, who disclosed that 386 terrorism suspects were convicted by the Federal High Court in Abuja during a 4-day mass trial. Still outside Nigeria, President Donald Trump has ordered U.S. naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz in response to Iran's unyielding refusal to give up its nuclear ambitions during peace talks in Islamabad. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said Tehran had refused to concede on the issues of its nuclear program. Earlier, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance stated that negotiations with the Iranian delegations failed to reach a deal.
The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms. But the simple fact is that we need to see an affirmative commitment that they will not seek a nuclear weapon, and they will not seek the tools that would enable them to quickly achieve a nuclear weapon. That is the core goal of the President of the United States, and that's what we've tried to achieve through these negotiations.
The Tehran's delegation also included Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi in Pakistan. And on sports, Bundesliga club Union Berlin have named Maria Louise Eta as manager, making her the first female head coach in Bundesliga history after Stefan Baumgart was sacked. The 34-year-old, who was the first female assistant coach in the Bundesliga, will take over for the remainder of the season. Baumgart was sacked early this morning after the club's form flatlined in the second half of the season, with yesterday's 3-1 defeat by last placed the final straw. Union have won just 2 games since Christmas and sit 7 points above the relegation playoff spot. And as we conclude News Express on our Dami Mogo FM Nigeria this evening, here's a recap of the biggest stories. We're told the Nigerian Air Force carried out follow-up airstrikes on suspected terrorists' location in the Gili axis of Borno State as part of ongoing counter-terrorism operations in the northeast, with no less than 30 people dead. We also told you the Lagos State Police Command arrested a suspect alleged to have lured job seekers with fake interview in the Magodo area and robbed them of their possessions. Similarly, the Oyo State Police Command also arrested a 23-year-old man found with a human head in Ibadan, the state capital. It was also in the news, President Donald Trump ordered a U.S. naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz in response to Iran's unyielding refusal to give up its nuclear ambitions during peace talks in Islamabad. And that's the size of our weekend package on News Express on our Dami Mogo FM Nigeria. On behalf of the production team, I am Ogboi Mark. Good evening.
Izina Ikuku, born in 1900 in Arochukwu, believed education was the key to liberation. After studying in Calabar and London, he returned to build, not rest. In 1932, he founded Agri Memorial College, the first indigenous co-education secondary school in West Africa. He blended academics with vocational training, calling it education of the hand, empowering youth to shape their futures. Avan Ikoku never chased fame, yet today his face grazes the 10 naira notes, a quiet tribute to a man who taught a nation to think. His legacy is not just history, it's a call to action for Nigeria. Education must be treated not as a privilege, but as a right. Ikoku's legacy reminds us that investing in teachers, embracing local languages, practical learning is the foundation of national progress. If we want to build a future worth living in, we must first build minds that can imagine it.
Ibrahim Adébẹ́tẹ́ta mo wà pẹ̀lú àwọn adánimógo 93.1 FM nílùú Èkó wọ́n máa ń lu Ìbàdàn wọ́n wà káàkiri àgbàlá ayé.
Àsìkò ìròyìn ti tó, bóyá ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ̀bọ̀ lónílé lálejò bóyá lọ́mọdé lágbà ó ẹ mú kalẹ̀ owó ẹ mú kalẹ̀ ọmọ ìròyìn tó jẹ́ ojúlówó rédíò yìí lẹ ti máa gbọ́ 93.1 FM ìkànnì tó tayọ Lẹ́kì la máa fi kalẹ̀ sí nígboro Èkó Adámímọ́kò FM bóyá.
ẹkúrọ̀lẹ́ àsìkò ìsinmi tòní òde yìí ọpẹ́ náà láṣẹ lókè èèpẹ̀ láṣẹ Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè èyí náà ni àkótán ìròyìn eléyìí tí ó ń dé sí etígbọ̀ yìí láti ìkànnì Àdámímógò 93.1 FM ní Lekki phase 1 ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó wọ́n ní àwọn kókó tó súyọ nínú ìròyìn náà. ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ojú òfurufú náà ló ti ju àdó olóró sí ibi ibùba àwọn ikọ̀ agbésùmọ̀mí lẹ́nu bodè ìlú Borno sí Yobe lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n sì pé ó ṣeéṣe kí àwọn ará ìlú farakásá ìju àdó olóró ọ̀hún. ọwọ́ ṣìnkún iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ló ti tẹ arákùnrin kan eléyìí tí ṣe àgbéjáde iṣẹ́ ayédèrú fún àwọn ará ìlú. ẹ̀wẹ̀ ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá náà lọ́wọ́ ṣìnkún rẹ̀ tuntun tẹ arákùnrin kan lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ka orí ọmọbìnrin ọmọ ọdún 6 kan mọ́ lọ́wọ́. ààrẹ ilẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà Donald Trump náà ló ti pàṣẹ fún ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun orí omi láti gbé àwọn ojú omi kan ti pa eléyìí tí wọ́n fẹ́ fi gbégi dínà ìgbòkègbodò ọkọ̀ ojú omi lẹ́yìn tí ìfikùnlukùn lórí fífa ìgbà àlàáfíà forí ṣánpọ́n. ìròyìn ọ̀rẹ́ lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ Túndé Ọláwùyí lóníròyìn. àjọ tó ń ṣe kò kárí ètò ìdìbò nílẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà náà ni wọ́n ti tako ìròyìn kan pé àwọn ṣe àgbéjáde ìròyìn ní ojú òpó Dàda Olúṣẹ́gun eléyìí tó jẹ́ amúgbálẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ pàtàkì àgbà sí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìròyìn ayé òde òní. alákòóso ọ̀hún náà ló ti sọ ọ́ di mímọ̀ pé ìròyìn ọ̀hún jẹ́ òfegè gbà níbi àjọ ti ń ṣe àpèjúwe ìròyìn ọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìròyìn tí ò ní òótọ́ kankan nínú bó ti wùlé o mọ̀. ọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà ló súyọ lẹ́yìn tí ìròyìn kan léde eléyìí tí wọ́n fi ń ta ko ìròyìn kan wípé ọ̀gbẹ́ni Joash Amuguitan tí í ṣe alága àjọ ọ̀hún òun náà ló tẹ̀lé ọ̀rọ̀ kan eléyìí tí ọ̀kan lára àwọn ikọ̀ kan sọ̀bọ́dé lórí ìkànnì ti X rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí ó sì pé ọ̀rọ̀ náà ni ò ní òótọ́ kankan nínú tí wọ́n sì pé ẹni tí í ṣe akọ̀wé fún alága ọ̀hún lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn Adédáyọ̀ Òkètọ́lá buwọ́lù. ẹ̀wẹ̀ ikọ̀ ìròyìn kan eléyìí tá a mọ̀ sí People's Gazette òun náà ló ti wá sọ di mọ̀ pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni Olúṣẹ́gun náà ló ti kọ́kọ́ ṣe àgbéjáde ìròyìn kan eléyìí tí ó farapẹ́ ìròyìn tí alága àjọ ń ṣe àgbéjáde rẹ̀. ẹ̀wẹ̀ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ náà ni wọ́n ti sọ di mímọ̀ pé àjọ ọ̀hún òun náà ló ti wá fi léde pé òun ò gbé ìròyìn kankan jáde o ní ìbámu pẹ̀lú tí ẹnìkankan ti kọ́kọ́ gbé jáde yàtọ̀ sí in tó ń gbé jáde láti odò okùn ọkàn òun. lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ilé tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìfẹsẹ̀múlẹ̀ ètò ààbò nílẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà ikọ̀ ilé iṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ojú òfurufú náà ló ti ju àdó olóró sí ibi ibùba àwọn ikọ̀ agbésùmọ̀mí ní agbègbè ti Joli ní ìlú ti Borno lórí ìgbésẹ̀ rẹ̀ láti ká ní ìwà ìgbésùmọ̀mí lẹ̀ lẹ́kùn ìlà oòrùn àríwá orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà kò ó fẹ́ tó 30 èèyàn eléyìí tí wọ́n fara káásá ikú òjijì ní fọ̀nàfọ̀ṣù níbi àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ṣe ju àdó olóró sí ibi ibùba àwọn ikọ̀ ọ̀hún lẹ́yìn tó fi mú kí àwọn òǹtajà tó ń ti àwọn ará ìlú wà nínú fún àyàfo lórí bí wọ́n ti ju àdó olóró ọ̀hún sí agbègbè ibi tí wọ́n ti ń tajà ńbẹ̀. nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún olùdarí lẹ́ka ìlú koro tó ń ti ìṣàgbéjáde ìròyìn ní àjọ ọ̀hún ọ̀gágun Heime Ejodame náà ló sọ̀rọ̀ bóde wípé ìgbésẹ̀ yìí iná ni wọ́n gbé lórí àti lè lé àwọn ikọ̀ agbésùmọ̀mí ọ̀hún kò níbi ibùba àwọn tó ń ti àwọn míì eléyìí tí wọ́n so pàpàpọ̀ láti máa kọlu àwọn ará ìlú. wàyí o agbẹnusọ fún iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ojú òfurufú ọ̀hún iná ló ti wá ṣe àtẹnumọ́rọ̀ pé àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun náà ló ti ṣe takuntakun lórí àti rí dájú pé wọ́n fààyè gba ìfẹsẹ̀múlẹ̀ àlàáfíà ní ẹkùn ọ̀hún tó ń ti fífi ètò ààbò eléyìí tó dógbìn múlẹ̀ tó ń ti rí dáàbò bo àwọn ará ìlú tó ń ti dúkìá wọn àti lórí àti lè jẹ́ kí àwọn tó wà ní agbègbè tí wọ́n ti ń kọminú ní agbègbè tí bọ̀ náà kó lè wà ní àlàáfíà tó ń ti ẹkùn ìlà oòrùn àríwá orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà. inú ìròyìn mi ẹ̀wẹ̀ tí ó tún jáde fún ti òní òde yìí ọ̀kan lára àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun orílẹ̀ nílẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà tí a mọ̀ sí Rotimi Ọlálékan eléyìí tí wọ́n lé kúrò lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun tí gbogbo ayé mọ̀ sí Soldier Boy òun náà ló ti fòtélé lórí àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan eléyìí tó tún kọ́kọ́ sọ ṣáájú pé kí àwọn ọmọ àwọn olóṣèlú tó ń ti àwọn ìkànkùgbò ní abẹ́ ìṣèjọba orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà kí wọ́n wà nínú àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ilẹ̀ yìí láti mọ bí orí ti ń ta wọ́n ní ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ọ̀hún lẹ́yìn tó pé bí wọ́n bá gbé ìgbésẹ̀ yìí yóò lè jẹ́ kí wọ́n rí àwọn àrídájú lórí àwọn nǹkan tó ṣe àkùdé ní àárín gbùngbùn iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà inú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ tó ń sọ lónìí òde yìí níbi ìfọ̀rọ̀wánilẹ́nuwò ní ìkànnì adámimógo 93.1 FM Ọlámilékan òun náà ló ṣe lálàyé síta pé àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun eléyìí tí wọ́n jẹ́ ìpẹ́ rẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n lórí ọ̀fẹ́ láti máa gba ẹ̀tọ́ wọn lọ́nà tó tọ́ àti eléyìí tó yẹ pẹ̀lú pé àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun eléyìí tí wọ́n jẹ́ àgbà òun náà ni wọ́n ò ní fún wọn ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ láti mọ bí ti ń lọ nínú ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ọ̀hún. wàyí kò ṣàìsàn di mímọ̀ pé pẹ̀lú bó ṣe jẹ́ pé àwọn aṣọ ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ológun eléyìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n rí gbà wọn ò rí gbà ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ológun ọ̀hún òun náà ni wọ́n ń tún fún ní àwọn tó jẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ wọn bíi bàtà àti àwọn nǹkan iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun míì láti lè fi dènà ogun nígbàkúgbà tó ń ti owó oṣù eléyìí tí wọ́n ń gbà eléyìí tó jẹ́ 52,150 níye ẹgbọ́n tó sọ lára ìyìn tí ó sọ lórí ètò ọ̀hún.
so wá ní fídíò kan particularly tí mo rí ìyẹn tó ń ṣe fídíò àwọn òṣèlú so òṣèlú yẹn wá ń try láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ láti máa tẹ́ńbẹ́lú iṣẹ́ tí ológun ń ṣe bíi pé a ò mọṣẹ́ wa níṣẹ́ so eléyìí wá mú ìdí nìyẹn tí mo fi wá bí tí mo fi pẹ̀lú àwọn frustration téèyàn ti go through so ìdí nìyẹn fi pinnu láti ṣe fídíò yẹn pé tọ̀ tó bá ti yẹ pé ó easy gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń rí iṣẹ́ náà kán yan àwọn ọmọ wọn kọ̀ọ̀kan àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àwọn gómìnà àwọn local government chairman minister senate out of representative kí gbogbo wọn yọmọ lẹ́yọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan kan ràn wá gbàwọn láyè lè darapọ̀ mọ́ iṣẹ́ ológun.
wáyé nínú ìtẹ̀wájú ìròyìn náà ni wọ́n ti sọ di mọ̀ pé ṣáájú náà ní kọ́ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà ti tako ìròyìn ọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìròyìn tí ò ní òótọ́ kankan nínú tí wọ́n sì ń pè nígbàkúùgbà náà ni àwọn máa ń ṣe ìtótọ́ àti eléyìí tó yẹ fún àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ọ̀hún tó ń ti àwọn nǹkan míì eléyìí tí àwọn rà fún wọn lóòrèkóòrè tí wọ́n sì pé eléyìí tí ó bá wá wu àwọn ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ọ̀hún òun náà ni wọ́n lè gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lé lórí láti ra àwọn nǹkan eléyìí tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ rà tó jẹ́ ara àwọn irinṣẹ́ wọn léyìí tó bá wù wọ́n. lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ètò ààbò lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa nàìjíríà náà ni à ń tẹ̀wájú lórí ẹ̀ nírọ̀lẹ́ tòní òde yìí níkànnì àdámímógò 93.1 FM lórí àkótán ìròyìn fún ti òní òde yìí. ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ èkó òun náà lọ́wọ́ sìnkú wọn ti tẹ afurasí kan lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n kẹ́fín pé wọ́n gbìyànjú láti máa lu àwọn èèyàn ní jìbìtì pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àṣẹ lórí ìkànnì ayélujára tó sì ń ṣe ìfọ̀rọ̀wánilẹ́nuwò ayédèrú fún wọn ní Magodo ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó tó sì fi eléyìí gba gbogbo ohun ìní wọn. ìgbésẹ̀ ìgbà ni músíkùn náà ló wáyé lórí fọ́nrán kan lè tó hàn dé ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá lọ lẹ́yìn tí àwọn ará ìlú fi ké gbàjarè lórí ìgbésẹ̀ tí arákùnrin ọ̀hún gbé. wàyí ìkọ́lé iṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ọ̀hún òun náà ló ti fi ọ̀rọ̀ yìí léde nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n fi léde lórí ìkànnì ti X wọn tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe lálàyé síta pé wọ́n ti ń tanná iṣẹ́ ìwádìí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún. ìkọ́lé iṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá náà ló ti wá rọ àwọn ará ìlú láti máa jóye ojúlé alákànfin sọ̀rọ̀ nígbàkúùgbà kí wọ́n sì máa tanná wádìí ojú òpó àwọn wáṣẹ́ nígbàkúùgbà eléyìí tí wọ́n wá fi léde lórí ìkànnì ayélujára. wàyí wọ́n tún ti sọ ọ́ di mọ́ pé ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ òun náà lọ́wọ́ sìnkú wọn ti tẹ arákùnrin ẹni ọdún 23 kan léyìí tí wọ́n ka orí ọmọ kan mọ́ lọ́wọ́ nílùú Ìbàdàn tí í ṣe olúùlú ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. agbẹnusọ fún iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ọ̀hún Àyìnládé Ọláyínká iná ló ṣe lálàyé síta wípé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀hún náà ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àná òde yìí ní agbègbè ti Àdìgún ní Ọlọ́rundá Ògúnṣọlá ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ọ̀nà Àrà nílùú Ìbàdàn. Ọláyínká náà ló sọ di mọ́ pé ikọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ọ̀hún òun náà ni wọ́n gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ọlọ́gbọ́n lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ta wọn lólobó pé ọmọdébìnrin ọ̀hún òun náà ni wọ́n fi ọgbọ́n ẹ̀wẹ́ tàn tí wọ́n sì dẹ́mi rẹ̀ légbodò níbi tó ti gé orí rẹ̀.